Hello guys, it's Jimmy here and welcome to the first ever Jimmy's Mod Centre. Now this show focuses on me reviewing mods for driving sims such as rFactor, Assetto Corsa, GTR2, rFactor 2, you know, this goes on, and letting you know if they're worth your time or not. Because there are a lot of mods out there that are pretty shoddy and there are some out there that are kind of really under or overlooked, I should say. Now I'm going to be rating each mod out of 30. So you might ask why out of 30. Reason why it's out of 30 is because I'm breaking them down into 3 categories, which is going to be immersion, models and graphics, and how the mod actually drives, and they're each worth 10 points each, and obviously we'll come to a final score out of 30. Hope you guys will enjoy it, and on with the show. So the first mod I'm going to review is the F1 2013 RFT by Group Professional Modding. This particular mod looks at the 2013 Formula 1 season and comes with its own custom UI. As you can see, we've got Seb Vettel in the background there with his infamous finger, fantastic. This includes the cars from the 2013 season along with a safety car. Okay, so for the first section of scoring I'm going to talk about graphics and models, and as you can see here, you'd be forgiven for thinking that this was the Codemasters 2013 game. Nope, this is rFactor 2, this is the mod, and isn't it gorgeous, really? Like, I look at this and I think of the leap between rFactor 2 and rFactor 1 graphic wise and what this game's actually capable of, and it's just it's a very pretty, all the models are done very well, all the liveries are done really well. The only kind of nitpick I have about it is some of the textures on the logos and whatnot, and the kind of sponsor decals are a bit shady in some places. They're a little bit pixelated every now and then, but it's not too bad, you know. Also with the graphics, you get the DRS kind of flap opening as well, which is really cool. Again, stuff like rFactor isn't capable of that from what I know anyway, so it's kind of a novelty for me to see that. Also the cockpits, the interiors are really well done. Every wheel is correct. To my knowledge, I did do a little bit of research and everything looks correct to me. Kind of all the little stickers and stuff are on the inside. Really quite immersive environment in the cockpit. There is an issue that I have noticed though with the front wing and damage wise. If you go and crash your car into a wall, obviously people do that sometimes, at 100 miles an hour, knock off your front wing, you will still be left with the front wing end plates floating in midair at the front of the car. It looks a bit wacky, obviously, but I think that's just that's just a bug in the mod. Also, the mirrors, this is mod specific, I have checked, kind of white out. So you'll look in the mirrors and just be white. You'll see very faint shadows and figures in the background, silhouettes of other cars maybe, but otherwise they're white. So for that reason I'm going to not give it perfect marks to the model despite it looking very pretty. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10, I think that's fair, and we're going to move on now to driving. Okay, so driving. The cars kind of a general sweeping statement, feel very nice to drive, they're very easy to drive. The driving physics added to the tire and road model of rFactor 2 really do work well and are very good for immersing you in the driving. The car also features DRS, as I mentioned earlier, so that makes coming out of those medium speed corners of DRS wide open a very nice, very fun challenge. The car does have a tendency to understeer though, kind of in general. It's another weird thing with rFactor 2 that if you take a car into a corner too quickly, then the front left or right corner tyre will start to smoke like a front wheel drive car almost, which is very odd. There's no drive coming from the front wheels obviously, but it's just a very weird characteristic. Also, once it's kind of warmed up, the cars, they feel a little bit too quick. I did a little test around Melbourne. I know that you shouldn't really compare the sim mods to real life, but I was driving 4 seconds of that quicker than the pole lap of that year with a good 3/4 tank of fuel and worn soft tyres, so obviously a little bit faster than it should be, but overall it's a nice experience to drive. It is challenging and you will push yourself further and further as you're driving around, so I'm going to knock a couple of marks off though. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 for that section, and yeah, we'll leave it at that for driving, I think. Okay then, well that leaves Immersion. Now, as a sim racer, I find Immersion very important. I really enjoy the kind of world of racing, and anything to feel like a part of it is, you know, is good for me to have in a mod or a sim. So first I'm going to start off with the first thing I noticed, which is the cockpit view. It starts off with a very good field of vision, a very nice kind of realistic one, so you feel like you're in the car straight away. Like I said before, the graphics, the cockpit is modelled really well. There are a couple of texture, what's the word I'm looking for? Texture mishaps, I guess, on the wheels, where you can kind of see where it's a lower res texture. But you know, it's not too off-putting. That's not too bad there. I find that I'm comparing this mod to the Codemasters F1 game still, which is pretty ridiculous, seeing this is a mod that's free and available to everyone if you own the rFactor 2 game. Codemasters F1 try very hard to immerse you in the life of an F1 driver, so obviously when you get in the car, the guys come strap you in, the thing comes down. Very cool. But the actual driving side is pretty rubbish, so I find this kind of the opposite of that. Obviously there's not much in the terms of, oh my god, what's going on in the real world, who are you going to sign for sort of thing. There's no kind of career mode, but the driving is really a lot of fun. And again, this mod working with rFactor 2, which is the tyres warm up, line develops, etc. The track gets quicker and quicker as the weekend goes on. It's really quite an immersive experience, and I really engage with that. On the downside, however, the sounds of this mod are a little bit meh, I guess is the way to describe them. The starter motor sounds have been taken from older F1 mods. I mean, I think the F1 97 mod that I raced the league in has the same starter sounds as this mod does. The exterior sounds, I think, are taken from the original F1 Sauber on rFactor, and the kind of interior sounds they're alright, but they're a little bit off, you know. I find they're actually a bit of a mix between the F1 2013 and the F1 2014 engine sounds, because like you have this really big intake sound of just air going, and then you have like the V8 kind of sound under that. So it's pretty immersive, but there are points that I think that could be improved on. So I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for Immersion. So that leaves us with the final score then of 24 out of 30. A pretty decent mod. One I'd definitely go and recommend you going to get if you're an F1 fan of any proportion. Very fun to drive, and of course that safety car as well is a lot of fun, as you can see here in my little exiting video there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It was pretty difficult to make for me. It's a really weird structure of video, something I'm used to doing. So if you did enjoy it, then let me know in the comments, or just give me a little thumbs up or like, or whatever it's called now. I'll leave a link in the description for the mod, so if you want to try it out yourself, then you're more than welcome to do so. And yeah, that'll be it for now. So thank you for watching the first Jimmy's Mod Centre, hopefully the first of many, and I will catch you guys later. Ciao for now.